And let's go live. Welcome to Metaphysical Meanderings with Master Psychic Lana Duncan Hartgraves. Lana has been a practicing psychic for 25 years and has gifts of clairaudience, clairvoyance, and clairsentience. She is an empath, a medium, as well as a pet communicator and health advisor. This week, we're going to discuss the effects of Neptune. Of course, Lana, welcome to Sunday mornings.
I know it. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
You know what? This is going to be much better for me. It really is. I got time to breathe because Saturday it kind of cut my whole day apart,
Oh, yeah.
And the Sundays, I was raised evangelical Christian. You went to church at this time my whole life, every single day. So I kind of, in a way, I'm doing my same thing. And this is it's like it's second nature. This is like totally perfect. The only thing is I'm missing the Packer game, but that's okay. I can handle that. Right. I'm a big Packer fan, if you guys didn't know. But anyway, so I have this like a guest. Okay. So she's somebody that we've met. How did you met me on YouTube, right?
Yes, on YouTube.
Yes. And she's a psychic too. And she drove all the way out from New York. And I'm supposed to reciprocate soon. I'm going to drive back because we were supposed to go to Salem over the summer. And if you guys remember, there was a huge hurricane and the storm surge was so high in Salem. I'm like, I'm not going. Oh, I said, we'll have to go another time. But anyway, this is Dawn Jennings. Hi guys. Dawn is also a psychic, and she's very good. But you're deciding on we've been discussing this on what she wants to pick for her name for her website. But how can you, after talking to you, how can we get a hold of you?
I actually have a Gmail account called crazycatlady@gmail.com.
Okay.
I also have my phone number, which is 716-261-7305.
We'll put that up on the screen, right, Kent?
Yes.
Okay, I'll put that on the screen for Kent. Okay?
I'm pretty sure that we were talking about. I'm going to probably go with my website, the Crazy Cat Lady, today.
Yeah, I think so too. You know what I've been called though? I have to laugh because I'm always looking for something a little for fun, and somebody called me the spiritual fairy godmother. That's what they call me on TikTok. I'm getting called that, so I'm like, I thought it just kind of made me laugh. So because I'm like, yeah, that's kind of cute. So anyway, so what I'm going to cover today, you guys, is Neptune. Neptune is so huge for everybody right now. You need to listen to what I have to say. Now, anybody that knows anything about astrology knows that this astrology stuff is real because there's no way it can't be. And the more you know, the more you understand, the more you realize it really is true. Okay. So what's going on is that Neptune has gone direct. And I'm going to explain to you what house it's in. Depending on what house it's in is what means that what will happen. Okay. So with that said, all right. Now this is my new time, by the way. So I'm not expecting as many followers as I really get, but I think when people are going to start following me, they find out where I'm at.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. They'll just, Cause look, I just got Michael. I know Michael, Anna's here, Tony, Teresa. These are my people. Jennifer. Some of them are my Patreons too. So, okay. This is not my normal time also for my TikTok. I don't have hardly anybody on TikTok, and that's okay because it's just odd because they'll start popping on here in a minute. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about Neptune, and then at the very end, I always do my readings. Like I take about 10 questions at random. Whoever's on, I answer questions for you. Now, I also might let Dawn, you can answer some too. How's that?
Okay.
So we can. Yeah. She's kind of like, she's been helping me a lot. She's been like my little bit of an assistant because my life has just gotten it's spiraled because I'm so busy. And she's been helping me out. Like she's trying to help me get my books published. After this, I'm taking her somewhere in Chicago. I do not know yet. I thought Navy Pier, but I don't know. I don't know. I know how to get there. I don't go there a whole lot. I've been there like maybe 6 times. I should take her to the Big Bean. Maybe I should take her to that. She can go like get her picture taken with the Big Bean. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, something like that. So anyway, so after this, so we're gonna go have a good time. So anyway, but so I want to talk to you guys about Neptune. Okay. Now, Kent, do you know much about Neptune? Do you understand this?
No, nothing.
Okay. Do you understand anything?
Somewhat. My Neptune's in my 5th house.
Your 5th house. Okay. So what you do is we all have planets. And our planets go in alignment 1 to 12. Okay. And we go right down the okay. And that includes your moon. That includes Lilith. There's all kinds of stuff that can be in your house. Neptune will appear somewhere in one of the houses. Well, Neptune is a very, very lucky planet. And it's one of the bigger planets. And it just went direct. And so it's affecting everything you do into December, and then it's going to have resonation into January and February. So I'm going to go through what the houses are, okay? So that you guys can find out what's going on for you astrologically. Because this is so true, I have to laugh. The reason that I got really into this, you guys, is because my 10th house is the 10th house, and I'll go over it in a minute. I'll go over it. But the 10th house is the house of world leaders, ambitious, contributing to society. Now, understand that your Neptune's in my 10th house, but it's sextiles 9 and it sextiles 11. So it's affecting 9, 10, and 11. And so that's the house of psychic ability. It's the house of world of being out in the public. Okay, so look at what I'm doing. And it's affecting the house of spirituality. And Neptune's in my house. And what am I in the process of doing? I'm in the process of retiring. So, see what I'm saying?
There you go.
So don't anybody, and by the way, I got yours and it's hilarious because it's true. I did Ken's chart for him. So I got it written down, so you'll see it.
Jen, and good morning, Jen. She asked, where do we go to figure out our chart?
Okay, what you can do to go to figure out is go to one of the astrolabe.com. There's a couple of different ones. That's one. Another one is astrocafe.com. It'll give you the whole chart. And it'll even say house like 1 in a Roman numerals all the way down.
And their houses, and it'll tell you which one your
so they're getting free advertising from me, but that's okay.
Yeah, and feel free to contact us if you.
yeah.
we need sponsors, so.
Yeah, we always. So, with that said, so I'm going to go about this, and so what you need to do is look at, and if you don't know, and it's okay if you don't know. What you need to do is you just need to quick look it up when you get a chance, because I'm going to go over these for you because it's so phenomenal. First of all, Neptune is just so lucky. It's just like, okay, the background for me, I didn't know I could retire. I'm turning 55 and I thought I had to wait till I was 60. Found out through a friend who was a kind of like a soulmate because I've known the guy forever. Mm-hmm. And he was in another school district. And we ran into each other one day. I said, what are you doing here? He used to be my principal. He's like, well, I'm teaching here now. And I'm like, and we started talking and he's like, well, why? You're 1 year younger than me or 1 year older than me. Why didn't you retire? And I go, I can't. He goes, yeah, you can. I'm like, no, I can't. He goes, call them now. So literally I made a phone call and they are paying me to retire. I'm like, oh my God. Like it was like huge to me. Right. And so I didn't, so it was a blessing in disguise. See? So house 1. All right, is the house. So if it's in your first house, okay, it's ruled by Mars. Okay, so it's really powerful. Mars are very, very powerful because it got a war or whatever. And it's being the real you. It's being the house of self-identity. It's usually an ascendant sign. It's usually your ascendant sign. So a lot of times your first house will be like, I'm a Capricorn rising. So that's probably my ascendant sign. Your first house usually is. Okay. And It's usually about that. So it rules your early childhood issues. So if you've got mommy issues or daddy issues, it will be controlling all that. Okay. What we are and what we become externally, spiritually, everything. Maybe knowing what you want, setting your boundaries, it's all about your ego. So if you're going through something where you're really your self-identity, you may have Neptune near that first house. Now, like I said, it has to do, it can connect to also a sign like Capricorn, Sagittarius, but I'm just talking about Neptune right now. So it could be there. Okay. Now, you're raising, okay, this is another one. You might be raising out of the ashes and reforming yourself in your Phoenix. So you might be in the process of doing that also if it's in your first house. Okay. So, and yes, I did yours. I got to find it because I wrote it all. No, I took out his birthday,
Welcome
wrote it
to
down.
my houses.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's, I don't know what I wrote it. I got to find it, but it's here. Because I looked at his, I just picked somebody at random, like, give me your birth date, where you were born. So I didn't know you're born in Michigan.
That's right.
So you were born in Michigan. Okay.
Oh, my brother was born in Michigan.
Right.
Yeah. And where did I write that?
Good people.
Oh, here it is.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah. I got you right here. Look at look at all these pages of stuff I wrote for you, Kat. Look at.
Man, she really did.
There, I did. Because I have to use you as a sample, because I wasn't sure she was coming, no offense.
Yes.
So
we're glad Dawn's here.
So we're only 7 states away.
Yeah, that's all. And she kept going back and forth, like you do on Illinois. When I'm driving here, I go Illinois, Wisconsin. Yep. Illinois goes back and forth, back on the state line. She did that on Michigan, Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
So, or was it Indiana?
Indiana.
Yeah, okay. And then there was an accident, and it was like...
Then the forest fire.
Yeah, there was a side road, fire on the side of the road.
Oh, my goodness.
Like somebody threw out a cigarette So there's all kinds of stuff.
It was a fun trip.
Yeah. So anyway, so now... the second house. See, I should just barely fit this all in. And so the second house is about possessions and your self-worth. Yeah. So if Neptune's in your second house and it's lucky, it's going to be money coming to you, material things. It's ruled by Taurus because Taurus is a money sign, leads to lending and buying. You might be looking at a house. You might be, investments. It's win money, play the lotto. If it's in your second house, I'm going to tell you, play that lotto because it's so lucky. Okay. Might be applying, getting a loan. It's something of that nature. Might be getting something that you really, really have always wanted. So right now is the time to do that. Okay. So third house. See, I'm going for it pretty fast, right, you guys? All right. Hold on a second.
Yeah, you got it.
I gotta block some people.
Michael says, I'm an Aries sun, Cancer moon, and Scorpio rising. I'm basically a walking contradiction.
Yeah. They, you know what? Honestly, and you usually are when you. So say that again. What did he say?
He said he's an Aries sun, a Cancer moon, and Scorpio rising.
Oh my gosh, yeah, very much so, very much so. Yeah, but yeah, because in Aries, a lot of times, especially if you're a cusp too, because you get the cusp thing. But we're contradictions because I'm the fun-loving Sag who wants to go and have a party all the time, and then I'm the Capricorn that's the logical money, business person that's the grounded. So I fight, and people who are not cusps don't get it. But if you're a cusp, you get it. Okay. So 3. All right, we're at the community, communication, transportation, technology. You're into building relationships with people right now. New friendships, lots of new friendships. Maybe back to school, you may be. Early, this also deals with your early education. So it could have something to do, you might be a preschool teacher, but it could have something to do with your education, okay? And you could be starting your own blog. You could be writing. You could be, you're probably a data addict also, because if something's sitting in your third house is really strong for you. But if Neptune's in there, you are an admirer of language and communication. So you may be starting something where you're writing a book or a blog or something. Mm-hmm. Go for it because this is the right time for you. Okay, so if you've been thinking about that, making a new friendship, doing new circles, something right now, it's perfect timing. That's what the whole point of this Neptune thing is. Neptune tells you to go do it because it's lucky. And remember, there's no such thing as luck. So because it's been predestined, sort of. Right. So, okay.
It's been written.
Yeah. So I'm already on the 4th house. So
wait till you get to the 5th house.
Yes, exactly.
It's squared with Lilith.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm sitting.
I'm like, yeah. So 4th house, home and family, legacy and property. The rules of relationship with parents, your siblings, rules with your roots. You might suddenly start making this right now. It would be a great time if you were to go and search up your your family tree.
Your
This would be
ancestry.
it'd be perfect to go on Ancestry DNA. You're going to find people in your background you didn't know about. There's going to be some pleasant surprises going on right now for the next 3 months or so. Okay. So now, we've got, you may, let's see, family. Okay. You may even do inheritances. There might be some inheritance money coming in somehow or some way. Somebody might just give you money. And it has to do with inheritances and stuff. All right. So with that said, right now, if you are in the fourth house, you have to look yourself up. Okay. But like I said, if you go to astrocafe.com, put in your time, you have to have your exact birth time within an hour.
Yeah.
Because usually they don't change, but every 2 to 3 hours. And then your place, because they look up the latitude. And if you know that, it'll come up and it'll say 1 to 12. Okay. So now here's your fifth house. And this is, yes, this is Dawn's. Okay. So it's creativity, the house of pleasure, busting on the scenes. And it can represent romance. And I keep saying she's going to meet somebody. Keep saying she's going to meet somebody. So I keep telling her that.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, I know you are.
I'm squared with Lilith. That's like the ultimate relationship.
That's
kind of
right.
Thing.
That's right.
The love is there, and but yeah.
Well, so
I'm
like,
still waiting.
yeah. Well, it says you may fall in love. I mean, it's that simple. Right now, the next 3 months or so, there's something that's going to happen. And if you guys watch what I'm talking about, because like I know that 4 major planets are in alignment right now. We've got, and I've been studying this. You guys remember when I first started, I didn't know that much. But I have been studying astrology a lot. And we've got Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto all in alignment. They all went direct just a couple weeks ago. And there's supposed to be a huge change in humanity also. People are going to start being nicer finally to each other.
Thank God.
Yeah, I know that's what I'm saying too. They better start being nicer to each other because I'm getting a little tired. But anyway.
But in this fifth house, I'm just going to bring up, this is where the 39th sextile is. And that is where Neptune and Pluto come together.
Yes.
So the perception and you being able to see through the layers as well.
Awesome.
Really?
Yes. It's still part of the love relationship, but it's just being able to see it at different levels.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, because it's
like
be
exciting for you then, right?
Hey, like I said.
Yeah, you're waiting. You're like, okay, like, let's go, right? Let's go, right? So we've got like now our 6th house. Now Kent, by the way, I did Kent's. Okay, Kent is. I gotta find him though. Where he went? You've got your Neptune's in the 9th house. Your 8th is the house of transformation, and the 10th is a part of fortune. So I'm telling you, you may be buying a house. I kid you freaking not. That is literally, I know you are.
I am buying
I'm trying to tell you, we're buying a house right in the middle of Neptune going direct.
Yeah.
And I told you that I laughed when I saw it because I'm like, oh my God, I know he is. I'm like, yeah, it's perfect. And I'm telling you, this is true. Yeah. I'm telling you, this is all true. Now, the 6th house is of health, healing, pets, daily routine, service, and work. So it's like the daily grind sort of. Okay. But it's all about your health. You may get a new job. You may get a promotion. If not, go for it because you'll get it. Okay. And this is only lasting another month or so with some residual energy for the next 2. So you're looking into March. So that New Year's resolution of wanting a new job or thinking that you want, get it. You'll get it. Trust me. Okay. So now healing, you may go to a doctor. You may, I wonder what Pete is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Everybody say a prayer for Pete. Yeah. Shall we say it? Can we?
No, just say
no.
It, yeah.
Okay. Prayer for Pete. Okay. So healing may go to a doctor or healthcare. Your health improves. So you might see some real good positive energy going that way. Okay. You may find a way to do less physical work and figure out a way to not work so hard.
Work smarter, not harder.
That's right. My dad used to say that. He said, you got 2 choices. You work hard or you work smart. One or the other. You can't do both. He used to always tell me that. So that was kind of his philosophy. And he always was trying to figure out how not to work. But anyway, yeah. Someone might bestow a gift. Here we go again. Let them do it. Let somebody help you. That's part of that house. So if Neptune's in your 6th house, let somebody come in that's supposed to help you. Okay. So just let you know. So now House 7. Okay. House 7's romantic partners, business partners. Now you see how some of them crisscross? See how some of them crisscross? They do. Now, but the House 7 deals with Libra and Venus. It's just a little different than 5 because that deals with Leo and the Sun. So do you see how they differ a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the House 7 is your partner. Your marriage may improve if you're having problems with your marriage or anything, and it's in that house during this time. Things will get better. Your communication will get better. Your relationships with others will get better. Claims, contracts. You may work things out with enemies. This is the time right now that's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. You may even get married at this time. And I do have, I wonder if her house is 7. I have lots of people around the world, and I have a friend in England who is getting married in December. So maybe.
Must be.
She actually picked a date that was 111, and she didn't know it. And I said, well, you know that can't get much better, right? And she's like, what do you mean? I said, it's twin flame. It's 11 and then 11. And like, yeah. So, and she's like, oh, I'm like, you didn't even know it, but you picked the date. It's interesting. So anyway, so House 8. House 8's birth, death, taxes, sex, transformation, all that kind of stuff. Scorpio and Pluto. Okay. They're the rulers. Now, you might be dealing with real estate because you're the 9th house. Now, see, you're sextiling. Real estate classes, reshaping your life, inheritances, might be doing some investment, starting to get interested in the occult or alternative theories.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't like saying occult because it sounds evil, and I don't like that. Borrowing money to get something else paid off. May have an awakening right now. It's all the House 8. So if it's in your house, it's perfect time to do what you're going to do. If you're going to go buy something, go buy it because it's perfect. All right. So now House 9. House 9's the house of spirituality. So you may have an awakening. You become very philosophical. You might go back to school. You might may have had or will. It may have brought this about, a near-death experience of some type that's really increased this. And now Neptune is hitting this really hard, and you're becoming aware of it. So
Kent, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm going to have a near-death experience? I don't want that.
Now, didn't you see Jesus?
Yes, I have.
That's a near-death experience, darling. But you're as a child. I'm not talking like right now.
Oh, okay.
You may have had it as a child but you've had some type of, and I consider that a near-death experience.
Okay.
I've had 4.
Okay. Yeah, see? And I don't consider it,
okay.
I don't feel like you're going to have a bad accident. No, you've had it in the past, and it's coming to light now, or you're transforming because of it right now, because of the way the energy is from Neptune.
Okay.
Okay.
Right,
so,
fair enough.
It also can have to do with your grandkids. So I wonder what's up with my grandkids. But anyway, so it says on here, start that book. Start that book. If you're going to write something, you better get writing. That's what it says. So, going to write something, Kent?
I don't, well, I must, no, I don't think so.
You're not a writer. I'm the writer. Yeah. It's okay. Living your dreams. You might go back to school. Your psychic abilities might be increasing, and your in-laws play a significant role right now. Now, I am a 10th house, and who am I going to be taking care of? We discussed this before. My mother-in-law has been ill. And so that's what I found interesting, because you have to remember, I'm sextiling 9. Because 10, it's in the 10th house. So I'm sextiling 9 and I'm sextiling 11.
Right.
So, okay. So that you guys that understand what a sextile is. Okay. So now 10th house. So if you're in the 10th, because this is mine, that's the dominant, the parent. So that's like my mom. My mom was always the one that was in my life. And by the way, she's in my house. At least that's what I'm being told.
Yes,
she described her to a T and says, yeah, there's a woman over there. And I'm like, oh, it's my mother.
A few people.
Yes, she saw a lot of people in my house. I just got another angel. I don't know why. You guys tell me why. If you guys know this, if you watch I'm talking to TikTok right now. TikTokers, if you go into my profile and hit YouTube, you can go back. It's I just posted this Sagittarius yearly. That one is, and then I got Gemini, love and finance and career for November. There's all kinds of them. there's angels or something. I think they're angels because you can see wings, but they come from back here on every video, and like they come out. It's almost like they come. It looks like they come out of my hair, but they're not. But they come like back here and they go this way. And I seriously, please watch them, okay? Because I'm very serious when I say that. Yeah. That I feel like they're angels, and they're white, and you can see through them. They're not bugs. I mean, people are like, oh, it must be a fly. No, a fly's dark. These are, you can clearly see through these, and they've got wings, and they do this. They're real tiny. I think after talking, remember you were talking about angels? I think they're seraphims that are giving me information. Because seraphims give information from the other side. And I think that that's what they are. But I get them a lot. I know I'm not the only psychic that has that. Okay. Honestly, I know that I've talked to other people who watch other psychics and they've had the same thing. So I don't think I'm that unusual or special.
Dawn, have you?
Yeah.
Actually, I've experienced it, and I know exactly what she's talking about. And I think she does have a seraphim.
Yeah, I think it's a seraphim. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what, because I've been studying, because remember I keep studying
this. Do you have a birthmark on the back of your neck?
No, I do not. Why? Oh, I you know what? I was born with a really large mole.
That'll do it. My daughter has strawberries on the back of her neck, and she gets them out of her neck, although she doesn't.
I was really born, I had to have it removed. It was huge, and by about 20 years ago, I had a very large mark. Mm-hmm. My daughters are all born. I always call them stork bites. You guys, you know what I'm talking about? The little red marks on the back. Mm-hmm.
We call them strawberries.
Yeah, and I've always been told that that's something to do with psychic ability too. Mm-hmm. I've heard that too. I've heard that. Yeah. Have you heard that?
I have not heard that.
You've not heard that? Okay.
Both my kids are psychic like that. They don't want to recognize themselves at the moment.
None of them do.
Yeah.
None of my kids do either. And my youngest is really, really intense. Now my granddaughter, who watches everything I do, is got ability like you, and she's just watching. I can see her gears going, but she's 8 and she asked, when can I be on? I said, not till you're much older, darling, because there's no way. There's sickos out there.
There's
guys.
A lot of sickos.
Yeah. So but when she was really sick in the hospital and she nearly died, she had a really bad it was a childhood pneumonia that was going around before COVID. Isn't that interesting? Right before COVID.
Interesting. Yeah.
And nobody knew what it was. Anyway, she said to my daughter was going out to the park, and she goes, I want to draw a coyote. And she's like, a coyote? Why would you do that? And my daughter went to the park and was chased by a pack of coyotes with her little dog. I am not kidding you. It was bad. It was in the city of Milwaukee, inside the city. And I'm like, and so I said that she knew that. She saw that. She had to have.
Yeah.
So, and she's a Pisces. So Pisces, by the way, are automatically psychic. If you're Pisces, you're a sun, a moon, or a rising, you're psychic. Admit it. A lot of you guys won't admit it, but you are. Okay.
Let it
happen. I'm a Pisces moon. So, okay. Yeah. So we're talking about 10, talking about house 10. So if you're in house 10, keep watching. Okay. Closely related to the 6th house of career. This has a lot to do with your career. See, like I'm 10th house, right? My career is, I'm starting a new career, and it's about world leaders, ambitious, and, being out in society, contributions to society and in the public view. So, gee, what am I doing? Right. And it's exactly closely related to that career house thing. Okay. You may become expert in your field. Well, I'm not an expert. I admit I'm not, but, you start to influence others because you're talking to people all the time. Like I'm talking to people all the time. Now, and here we go. And the 10th house requires that you keep your pride in check. So I'm trying really hard not to I'm not an expert. I admit I'm not, because I know so little. The more I learn, the more I realize how little I know. So yeah. All right. So now your 11th house. So we're almost done. We got 2 more. Okay. So the 11th is making your debut in society. That's friendships, destiny. Now here's what's weird. I have Patreon. If you guys want to join my Patreon, we meet twice a month for about an hour. I always cover something. We're going to be covering starting to cover tarot cards. And I also do some hypnosis. You can join. You can get free anxiety downloads and stuff like that. They're getting more than they're paying for. Trust me. Anyway, half of my people were in the 10th house with their Neptune. And what's the 10th house representing? It's representing friendships. It's representing careers. It's representing how to get along with others, how to, and it was just interesting. We were all in the 10th house. We kind of looked at each other like, and see, like the 11th, because it's sextiling. If you're in the 10th house, house 11 sextiled, it's making new friends, making new circles, owning your own tribe. And here we are, we're all on. See what I'm saying? So it made total sense, because here I got about 20 people. I don't have a lot. I'm not really into that. I want to keep like a small little group. So, yeah. But it was just fascinating that they were all in the 10th house too. And isn't that more than a coincidence? Yeah. That's like wild. So just think about it. But we were all, and it says, and its 11th house is seeking your own tribe.
Yeah. Nikki says the 10th house is how you're seen in the world, the legacy you leave.
Yep. Right? Yep. So anyway, 11th house also rules stepkids, acclaim, charity, friendships, wishes, grants. It's just interesting that Neptune is in the 10th house, which is affecting the 11th. And here we are forming our own tribe. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
See how that goes? It's cool.
Jen says she just joined your Patreon last night.
Yes, she did. Jennifer did. She was asking how to read some cards, and I am going to be covering it. I think I'm going to go through like the nuances of a card.
You're using your Peanuts cards?
You know what? I love my Peanuts cards because I love. I know
they are.
They're so hard to find.
They are. They're almost impossible to find. But the thing is that you can see that he wasn't a psychic. Because even though he was into this stuff, because there's nuances in the card he's missing. And I kind of look at it and I go, well, don't you understand? This should have been looked this way, or this should have looked that way. And I understand, but they're just so darn cute. So if you're watching my YouTube, I'm using them. I'm using them as clarifiers. So if you watch and I hold him up and it's got little Woodstock on there.
Right. They're great.
And it's a generational thing, right?
It is.
We grew up with Peanuts. So that was our big thing, you know? So yeah. But anyway, I really wanted an original deck. That was a reprint. The original, he actually made his own decks and sold them on, I don't know. Back then it wasn't online. I don't know how they did it, but you could send away and get a deck of cards that he had actually made and he'd sign them. So I'm like, I really want a deck with Charles Schultz's name on them. That'd be so cool.
That would be cool.
So anyway, all right. So house 12. All right. We've got the house. Now this is a house that's kind of negative. If there's any of the, it's not negative. I never say anything. I don't know how to explain it. It's like something hidden. It's like your shadow self. Okay. Sorrows, your own undoing. Okay. You've got a lot of psychic ability that I can guarantee that if you're affecting this one, okay, something ends. Like you have two separate pieces of your life. Like there's like, I know this sounds bad. Like everybody in the family could die and you're the only one alive. And that would mean something. But now with Neptune being so positive, it being in the 12th house, it means that something's ending, but something great's coming. Do you see how that works? But in general, if you're doing your house 12 and you have some real heavy energy in it, it's kind of a dark thing. And it like Lilith. I know somebody who had Lilith in their house 12. And if you guys know what that means, it's like, it's just dark. You know what I mean? One of my very, very good friends, and I will not say who, but you know who I mean. We drove by the house earlier, has a house 12 with a Lilith in it. And I'm not even going to say anymore. It's a rough life because it's the house of addiction. It's the house of alcoholism, of addiction. You most likely will. Now, Neptune, if it comes into that, and you have a Neptune in your 12th house, you are probably going to, like, I don't want to be negative, but you're really struggling. And because it's trying to make it evident. And I know that Neptune's such a positive.
It's like the end of a cycle, beginning of a new cycle.
Yes.
So it's sometimes negative, but it's really not that negative because you're starting a new cycle. Yeah.
You might be in jail. No, it's the house of jail, house of hospitals.
So Jennifer says, what does that mean? Lilith, isn't that the fairy protector mother?
Oh, Lilith. Well, historically, Lilith was Eve's counterpart. Before Eve was created, that was Lilith, and it was Adam and Lilith. And Lilith said, I'm not putting up with no man's crap. literally. And so that she was, and so, yeah, gotten rid of basically because she was so independent and wasn't going to put up with anybody's crap. And so they always say it's dark, but have you ever heard of the Lilith Fair? It's women taking their own power. And so it's not bad, but it depends on how Lilith sits. Everybody's got a Lilith in their chart. So take a look at it.
Sits in Leo.
It sits in Leo. See, and that's very powerful. Leo is a very powerful sign. So see how it sits. So you just pay attention when you look at the chart. See, I'm trying to go through and explain astrology to you. So, because it gets complicated and it'll take me years to get to a point where I can start doing people's charts. Because I'm at a point now where I'm like, I'm starting to get it and I'm starting to study it more. So I'm not just using my psychic ability. Now I'm using a little astrology. So when you call me on enchantedsky.com for a reading, I will ask you what sign you are because it tells me a lot too. And I'll ask for the sun, the moon, and the rising. So, okay. So now we're going to get to Kent's chart.
There we go.
I'm going to put it out. It's not bad at all. It's actually really, really good.
Do you want to know what a seraphim is? I looked it up.
Yes.
It's one of the highest forms of angels.
Yes.
It means that you have ascended in your in your powers.
Yeah, right.
That's what it says. Hey,
Right. Okay. So, Kent, I won't say your birthday, or do you care?
I don't care.
July 18th, 1969. He's younger than me.
You can send gifts. It's fine.
There you go. Yep, just remember that. Yeah, he's a cusp. He's a Cancer Leo cusp.
Yep.
So he's my absolute opposite. He's like I'm Sagittarius Capricorn, and he's absolutely my opposite. It's weird. Like, yeah, that's why I think we get along because your chart. Well, your chart's supposed to get. It's like any Leos. I get along with any kind of Leos and Cancer because I'm Cap. So, Okay, so you may have through this period an aha moment of some type. Okay, so be watching for it. Okay, you might be resetting your boundaries with some people, saying I'm not doing this like this or that. Okay, you might be setting. Okay, these are some of the things I'm getting off of his chart. With his Neptune is in the 9th house, his Saturn and Uranus is in Pluto in the 8th house of transformation, and part of his fortune is in the 10th house. So all of this Neptune's sextiling this, which means it's affecting it. Okay, all right, and so you might be becoming more spiritual. And fame, fortune, and public acclaim, like you're on the internet.
Hey.
Okay. Like I said, you may have had in the past at some point that a near-death experience, and for some reason, something to do with that now may come to fruition.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? You might have a bit of a dream. It might be, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. There might be something that has to do with that. And here you're thinking that I'm talking like now near-death experience. I'm not. It can be from their past. You've had one. Okay. So you may be dealing with loans or having a hard time getting a loan. I know you don't have that, but I am dealing with loans. Yeah, you've been dealing with loans. That's what he does. And he's also getting a house, and it's just perfect. You may be investing. You may be moving money around. Okay. And it's a great time to do it. You will be dealing with real estate during this time. That is exactly what it said. And I kind of laugh because I know remember I told you on here, on this station that you would, did I say it? Or did I tell you privately that you would, before the end of the year, be moving?
No, you told me privately.
Did I? Okay. Because I remember saying you're going to be moving by the end of the year. So, and I saw that as clear as bell. It isn't the White House. Did they have brick on it? Yeah. I said it was White House and brick. I was right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By the end of December, first day of January.
Yep.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. New house to you. Yeah. Is that the one that you showed me the pictures?
I don't think so. Yeah.
But no, I haven't showed it. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll have to show it. Because it was the one you were looking at, and that one was in like near here, right? Like really close?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like right a mile.
Hey, that makes your life easier, right?
Yeah. Does it?
Well, yeah, because you'll be on big and call now all the time.
Right.
Constantly searching for meaning. It's like it's processing in your head. You're processing crap. Okay.
Yes.
All right. You're living your dreams.
Really?
Okay. Are you?
Yeah, I could be. Yeah.
You see, he's processing.
Yeah, he's processing. There you go. Some type of career change, possibly.
Okay.
Could be a promotion. Could be just a shift within your own firm or something.
Yeah.
Okay. You're an expert in your field. You will be influencing other on the world stage. which you're doing right
Which
now
I'm
because
doing
we're on
right
the world
now.
stage,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Public eye is extremely important to you right now. Now, you've been saying, now I'm going to say this, you're Mr. McHenry, right?
Right. And interesting. I just, I actually last week, so 2 weeks ago, I literally just sent an email to somebody saying, hey, I got to get more involved in this.
Well, there you go. See what I'm saying? There is no coincidence with any of this. Okay.
No.
All right. So, your psychic ability might increase.
Mm-hmm.
You're fascinated with all this stuff.
Very much so.
You just said earlier you had
yes.
you thought about something.
If you talk about it, you see
You
how
see
he
it,
lights
you
up.
gotta
He's
see-
just like lighting up.
I know he lights up because he knows I'm right.
Yeah.
But we were just talking about something that he had a psychic dream like earlier, and he just told me about it, and I laughed because I'm like, I knew that's what this was saying right about now.
Yeah.
So this is all happening. Will this continue? Yes, it will, but you have to understand Neptune. The effects of Neptune will wane a little throughout the year, this next year, but the ramifications of it will stay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. Does that make sense? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Going to get real with your savings. I don't know. like your investments, your you know what I'm saying? Hey, I just write this is what I get. Okay.
Cool.
Now remember, I'm using my psychic ability with the astrology. So
right.
Okay. You're transforming yourself.
Mm-hmm.
How can I help society? You question yourself. How can I help society? You just answered it. See what I'm saying? This stuff's real. I'm telling you. You may run into or become a father figure type, or may match up with a father figure type that could be a mentor. So you're mentoring somebody, or somebody's mentoring you.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that would explain the child that I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Spiritual transformation publicly or on the radio. And that's why I just kind of went, I'm looking at this stuff and I'm laughing because I'm like, it's so true. And I'm just laughing and I'm looking at it and I'm writing it. I don't know. You may take a little bit of a jog in some of your spiritual beliefs. Yeah. You may kind of look at things a little differently now because it's because Neptune's affecting that. Okay. Mm-hmm. And you're a soul deep transformation. Now you might be dealing with taxes too. Now that's normal because we're getting to the end of the year, right. But it's something that like it has to do with investments. It has to do with all the tax. It has to do with paperwork. I don't know, understand that. But I when I was looking in the chart, that was what I see. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Okay. I want to say this. I do want to say this because this is what I got. Uranus is going to do a drastic change to our current economic system. I got that, and that's for everybody. That the way we deal with money, the way I still say that things are crumbling. It's not going to be the way it was. It's not that it's bad. It's going to pull itself out of the phoenix, but it's going to be some big changes. So, okay. But
wow.
Yeah. So there you go. So what do you think of that, Kent? You think that was on the money or what?
It's right on the screws, as they say.
I know.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Now, like I said, I've got a guest here, and I know that TikTok cannot see her, but you can hear her. She is from New York. She has kind of like been my sidekick a little. She's been helping me because I've gotten really busy. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take a few questions, and she can too. Now, how can Kent, do you have up how we can get a hold of her?
Yes, you can do this right at, if I find it, right here. Today we're saying you can get a hold of Dawn at Crazy Cat Lady Today at gmail.com.
Yep. Crazy Cat Lady Today at gmail.com. Okay. So
she's really good. She's not a crazy cat lady when you think of that, right? It's
no, my kids don't give me no 6 cats. We're good.
Yes, there you go.
I have 2. That's it.
Yeah, my cat fell in love with her. Yeah, my cat was there yesterday, but he loves everybody. Yeah. Unfortunately, too much. Anyway, so now it's about that time, correct?
Yes, it is.
It is about that time. I'm going to be taking questions, and Dawn's going to be taking some questions. So, with that said, go ahead. I've got about 5 feeds right now.
Here you go. So, Princess, of course, Princess. Good
I know
morning.
Princess. Hi, Princess. She's on my fan. How's it going? I hope the house is going great.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
she's
on
my Patreon.
Whenever you get a chance, my friend Penny Joe's husband is in a coma. Will he pull through?
I don't know. I'm not saying anything. I don't know. I can't say yes for sure. I will say that much. I don't know, because I know this is crazy. I want to say that he hasn't decided. Because remember, you can choose when you exit.
It's so weird, because I just got the same thing. Like, he's going to be in it for a while, but he doesn't know what he wants to do yet. Mm-hmm. It's almost like he's tired of the world, but he doesn't want to give up.
Yes. So see what you have to remember when we plan this stuff, and I can see people in comas and talk to them. And I can talk to people that are have Alzheimer's, and because their spirit talks to me, and they'll step out of their bodies. And a lot of times they haven't decided what they want to do, because you do have free will. You have 5 exit points.
But 5. He also says she needs to talk to him when she's there.
Okay. All right. Did you hear that? She's
Penny Joe. Make sure you're talking.
Sonia, you need to be talking. She needs to be talking to her. Okay. Yeah. All right. So go ahead.
That's right.
All right, here we go.
Anna asks, what type of job do you see me going to next? Still hospital pharmacy? I've really had enough of my boss.
Oh, yeah, Anna. I know you've had enough of your boss. You have to understand, a lot of these people are people that I actually know, and they're part of my tribe. So join my tribe, because, I know them really well. I want to say you are going in a different route, but it's not until about February and maybe into March that you will be... it'll almost lay in front of you. I don't know how to explain that, but it'll lay open, and it'll just be something. And I want to say it might even be in the same facility or something, or connection to the same, because the transition is smooth. Okay. All right. Next question. Go ahead, Dawn.
No.
All right. Can you explain if Scorpio is in Moon, Neptune, and third houses? Aries is in North Node.
That would
Saturn
be a Lana question,
because
she has her notes.
Okay, hold on. Yeah. So I wrote it down, you guys. I have to. I haven't memorized it completely yet. So all right. So you got a third house, and okay. So what's it say on there? If you explain if Scorpio is
Neptune's in the third house, so the third
Aries
house
is the North Node, Saturn is in the 8th house. So Neptune is in your right now. I'm not paying attention to the Saturn or anything. I am paying attention to the 3rd house. All right, which is, I gotta just find it. There we go. Third, as communication, transportation, technology. You might be making tons of new friends. You might have right now it's perfect time for you to do that. Join a club, join something where you're making a new connection and finding your tribe. And so looking at that, you might take a trip. There's like in the next month or couple months, it's perfect time to do so. Now with Saturn going direct and in your 8th house, that means that's even better, because that's also, the transformation. So my point is, I think that with the way that's looking, okay, I always say her name's May. What do you think? It's May?
Yeah, let's go with May.
Okay, May. Is that it's MEI?
Yeah, it's May.
Is that it's the perfect time for you to pull yourself out of the ashes through new friendships. So don't be surprised if that's what you are doing.
She's also going to be doing something on the computer as a way of communication.
Okay, on the computer. Okay, maybe that's how she's going to make her friends.
That could be.
Like this is my idea, right, you guys? Okay, so like I've got friends, I've got people all over the world. I talked in islands on St. Kitts. Didn't even know where it was. I just talked to somebody in India. And these people are inviting me. And so I keep thinking, okay, so I'm going to start inviting. I'm still going to start visiting people. And I'm like, I get to travel. And then I get to meet people that I know and I like. So I'm thinking that might be a lot of fun. Yeah. So, and being a Sag, I love this travel. So, yeah.
Nikki says there's a total solar eclipse December 4th that is very important for my chart. It is a life-changing experience. Can you tell me what it is? I'm so nervous.
I see new employment.
I think it's the way she's viewing the world.
Yeah. Like her views on the world are going to change.
Yeah, your view. I feel like you're going to have more self-confidence or something. Now, Dawn says, Dawn says a new job. I saw you the way, like you're not going to take people's crap anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I'm picking it up. So that's like and that's going to cause the job employment change.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay. All right. And writing. Something about writing.
Welcome to Sunday, Nancy. Glad to have you. Hello, friends. My birth time is not recorded. I went to the county records building, saw for myself. Do you see what time I was born? In the morning? Question. I need it from my birth chart.
I don't know. I will tell you though that you can still get it pretty accurate. If you ask if your mother's alive anymore, I'm not sure. Ask if they're born in the morning or in the evening or in the afternoon, because you can get within 3 hours and still be accurate.
You can be pretty accurate within 3 hours, yeah. But I'm picking up afternoon.
You think so? Okay. Because so look into that, okay? All right. I've got some people on TikTok.
Yeah. Go
okay.
With it.
Will I find the best path to enlightenment? Feel stuck yet moving forward. Church or you don't know which where to go. I'm going to tell you this. This is me talking. Do the religion of you, because nobody should be telling you what you should believe. And when you are true to that is when you get enlightenment. Now, I have not found a religion that believes exactly what I believe. And I wouldn't expect to make my wishes known on anybody. I wouldn't want to, this is what I believe and you should believe it too. It's okay. I'm cool with it. If you're Buddhist or I don't care. I'm good with it. You're not going to have exactly what I believe, and I'm not going to have exactly what you believe. And didn't Jesus say, know thy own truth?
That's right.
Okay.
That's it. Michael says, my grandpa's been suffering from Lewy body dementia for years. I feel like he has been transitioning into death for a while now. Does he have much longer? Can you communicate with his spirit?
Go ahead.
I say about a year.
Okay. All right.
About a year. He's still transitioning. It's that at the end of life stuff.
Okay. All right. I want to know, Michael, is he balding, and is he small, and is he got kind of like his hair is like straight and kind of, I don't know, and it's silvery white? Is that who that is? Tell me, get back to me and tell me who that is, because I'm seeing somebody and I'm thinking that might be who he is, because they will step out of their body and I can communicate. So, and at some point it's a secret, but the school district, I can't say what school district, would pay me to go talk to the autistic children.
Oh, that's
because
cool.
They were nonverbal, but they knew that I could, because I had proved it more than once, because I'd walked in one time and I said all this stuff that had happened like 10 minutes before. Well, how'd you know that? I said, because they told me. And they're like, and then they basically tested me and found out that yes, I am doing that. So
yes, he has been losing weight and has fairly thin hair.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he says he's ready to go anytime. It's like his heart just keeps beating. I know that sounds mean, but that's kind of where he's at. And he's got a brother on the other side, I think.
He's got his family member on his other side, but yeah. I don't see anything past a year though, and that's pushing it. But
okay. All right. So I've got somebody on here, and it's like, when will I be able to open up my psychic abilities? You already have, dear. Everybody's got them. Now, might be the one that you want. Like, a lot of people's like, why can't I be a medium? I'm trying so hard. You're not supposed to be. Everybody does something differently. You may be a healer. You may be an emotional healer. Maybe you're a dreamer.
Telekinetics.
Maybe you can move objects. I know that's crazy, but yes, it does happen. And I have met many people who can do that. So it might be something that you haven't realized yet. Maybe you're very calming and healing for other people. Maybe you're a helper. Maybe you think about that. Really, really consider that, because you have psychic ability already. It just might not be what you want it to be. Okay.
Emily says, when will I meet my counterpart?
Go for it. I'd say within the next 6 months, and it's not going to be who you're thinking it is.
She's got to work on herself, though. That's what I picked up.
You can't love somebody if you can't love yourself. You have to like yourself, first of all.
Yeah.
There's some personal issues.
She's got an issue right now with her. No offense, but there's something that you need to get release out of. I don't know if there's abuse. I don't know what that is.
Past trauma.
But it's something that you are not ready to meet that person until you deal with it. Okay. So I do not. Well, I do kind of, but I'm not going to do that on public. Yeah. I'm not doing it. Okay. Right.
Here's for those of you out there listening, to the hundreds of thousands of people out there listening right now, you got to see these two ladies working here, because I'm gonna tell you what. It's like
we're
soulmate.
sisters.
it
Yeah,
is.
we're
It
like
is.
soul- yeah, we're
I'm
like
just
soul
I'm just
sisters.
watching the aura in here. It's absolutely.
We just look at each other. We're reading each other's minds.
Yeah,
It's like we're
it is.
connected. I did how I met her is she called me up for a reading, and she's like, "Well, I want to get my business started." And I said to her, I said, "Well, are you supposed to be I'm supposed to be helping you or what? Because it feels like I'm supposed to be." And we talk pretty much every day. I mean, we're 8 hours apart or something, but we still we gotta. And she keeps saying maybe I should move, and I'm like, maybe I should move. Maybe we, I don't know. I just know that there's something like. Yeah, so it's
cool.
like a soul sister thing.
And that's the whole thing is that we can't read ourselves, but we can read each other.
No, and see, I can read for her, and she can read, and she'll call me up. She'll, well, what do you think? And I'll be like, well, blah blah blah, and then I'll go, well, what's gonna happen to me today? What do you think? Because we can't read for ourselves.
Right.
That's what always kills me when people go, well,
shoot you a text. What are you doing? Stay off there.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, yeah. Well, I knew she was gonna get delayed. And she kept saying yesterday, I'm leaving at 11. And I kept going, no, you need to leave early. You're going to get delayed. And she's like, no, I'm leaving at 11. I'm like, leave earlier. And sure enough, she got delayed. There was a car accident. So on 90. So, yeah. So anyway, all right. So do you see me getting a home soon? Yes. This is Lovers. Love Yourself 222. Yes. In about 4 months. Is it an apartment? I don't, it's small. So I don't know if it's an apartment or it's a small house, but it's small.
Tiny houses are in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I want to say it's an apartment. I don't know why I say that, but it seems like that. So, okay.
Jen says, I just took my kiddo out of private school. Do you think we'll do well with homeschooling, or should I enroll her in public school?
Well, you know what? I hate to say this. I'm biased. I worked in the public schools. I believe in public schools, but I also know when they don't work, but I also know the social thing of the public schools. I say a hybrid. What do you think?
I was just going to say that she's going to try. I see her trying doing the homeschooling, but she's not going to realize how much work it actually entails and the curriculums that you must come up with and that need to be approved by the schools. Because I also work with people who homeschool and I get the whole thing. Yeah. I'm biased as well. I believe that they need both, but I don't see them strictly at home and I don't see them strictly in school. So hybrid would be the situation.
Okay. All right. We're reading in alignment. You guys can see that, right?
Deanna says, I'm waiting to hear back about some money. It's for my 2 sons. I might have screwed it up for them, though. Mm-hmm. Am I going to get it figured out, or will they still get the money?
No.
I don't know. I don't know what you did. You might get some down the road a little, but it's not going to be the amount you're supposed to get.
It's like a third of the amount or a quarter of the amount that she was supposed to get originally.
Ouch.
I know. Yeah. Sorry. We hate to be the bearer of bad news,
it's
but
just honesty.
But we have to be honest because I also read on a psychic line, and these people call me and they want to be told a certain thing, and if I tell them the truth, they give me a bad rating. But even if I'm right, they'll still give me, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
Because that is what's going on for you. You may not like it, but and I'm not being mean. I had a reader recently. I called somebody and he told me that I had a bad reputation and I was this horrible teacher and all this stuff because I didn't get a job. And what the real truth was is I make too much money. I've got 30 years in. That was, and the guy called and told me, I'm like, why would you first say something like that to anybody? Yeah. You don't talk to people like that. That's not what this is about. You're supposed to give encouragement, but you also don't spoon feed somebody. So, okay. Yeah. So now let me take something off of TikTok. Okay.
All right.
My birthday is 5/19/55. What can you do to meet others? I want to say that there's a person coming in your life that's going to help you meet some other people. And I want to say I don't know how you're meeting them. I think they're really close to you. Like, I don't know if they're in your neighborhood or they live near you, but that person's going to help you. Like, they might be driving you even to meet other people. You do need to get out. It's not good for you.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. Mayorix, that's what I'll say.
Okay.
I'm struggling to feel motivated or have hope in this moment after a breakup. I feel like there's holes that I need to fill on my own, but I don't know how. Is there anything you see helping me with this?
I'm going to say that she's in the end of the lovers breakup kind of thing, and that just to work on yourself, maybe even a mentor. And if it gets too bad, maybe even a counselor.
Yeah,
there's just something she needs to work on in
I
her
feel like
personal life.
no offense, I feel like you're depressed.
Yeah.
And you're feeling kind of hopeless, and you have to get over that hump. And once you get over that hump, you'll see that there's somebody coming your way within 2 years that you're going to end up with permanently.
2.5 years, yeah.
Yeah, about 2.5. I say 2. Okay. All right. But there is somebody. Okay.
All right. Well, man, this time slot on Sunday, the new time for Metaphysical
I
Meanderings,
think that's going to do better.
is
I really do.
flew by.
I did.
It ripped by.
It did.
And of course, we want to thank our good friend Dawn Jennings, crazy cat lady today at gmail.com. Wonderful, wonderful medium psychic. Great. It's
Awesome.
like, you walked in, I'm like, I know you. So there was something really, really cool. So that's awesome.
Yeah. So,
and
guys.
And Jennifer says, as we close this, laugh out loud. We're enrolled in out school for a few classes like math and science. So it is hybrid learning. Staying home, but taught by certified
teachers. Oh, there you go. It's hybrid. And we were right. So they're thank you for the confirmation.
Yes,
thank you.
Awesome.
So take care, everybody.
All right, folks.
Bye.
We'll see you next week. Same psychic
same
time.
Bat channel. Same psychic channel.
Enjoy the day, everyone.
Yep.